I'm Maria Shilaos from the KSL Greenhouse. Today we are at the USU Botanical Gardens. We are in the demonstration garden with Sheriden Hansen. Sheriden, I love being here with you because every year you come up with so many fun things for us to plant.
We're never going to run out of things to grow, so you got to come back every year.
I will absolutely
I
do
love
that.
it when you come.
You have a commitment.
Okay.
So this year, one of the fun things that you've done is a medicinal herb garden.
Yes.
Why? Why did you pick that?
We just thought it would be a different focus, something different for people to learn about, to see these plants in action. And granted, I don't know all of the medicinal qualities that all of these plants have, but I can grow them for you so that you can see them. So it just is a different way of looking at a garden. Maybe not edible, maybe medicinal, different take.
Before we start walking through all of these wonderful plants, I want Sheriden to tell us a little bit about her research. So when you decided to plant this garden, what exactly did you look at and what were some of the surprising things you found?
So I looked through, I'm kind of a historical person, you know, I looked through some of the historical uses of plants, looking for how they were used as medicine throughout, you know, different times in civilization, different times in history. We have a marshmallow that I'll show you that dates back to ancient Egypt, which is really, really cool. So I did a lot of work with that, looking at, you know, what was available too, because sometimes you run across things and they're not available or they're really difficult to find. And then looking, will it grow in this area? So, you know, we kind of had to marry all those three ideas together to get some of these plants here in the garden.
Okay, funnest thing you found?
Oh gosh.
Most interesting thing?
Most interesting thing, you got to taste the stevia. It's amazing. You'll just die when you taste that. And I love the black cumin, the seed pods, which are sometimes referred to as nigella. I'll show you that too.
Okay, so we're going to take a walk through the herb garden.
Let's go.
Lead the way.
All right. So the first plant that we'll talk about is this big, beautiful plant called marshmallow. This is the marshmallow that was used in ancient Egypt. So I referred to this plant, you know, being used a long time ago, but it was used in ancient Egypt. They used the roots to create marshmallows. So you had to extract this compound from the roots and make marshmallow with it. So the very first marshmallows were made in Egypt from this plant. It's in the hollyhock family. You can see it kind of has those tall stems with those hollyhock-like blooms on it. And it's so pretty and just kind of dainty and a really surprising plant. And I'm surprised at how tall it got. It really did put on some height, but kind of a fun plant. Next, this is za'atar. This is used in Middle Eastern cooking. And you can see it's kind of got these small leaves. It looks a little bit like oregano, but when you smell it, it's a little bit different. And so this is used in Middle Eastern cooking. It does have some medicinal qualities that are associated with it in that Middle Eastern culture, and it grows beautifully here. These are garlic chives. Not really so much medicinal, but something that brings in our pollinators, but just kind of fun to note as we walk by. This is the nigella, or the black cumin. You can see these seed pods are so interesting. It really just makes my heart get all excited when I look at it. So it comes out with this beautiful kind of delicate flower. The flower fades and we're left with these seed pods. And why would we not leave the seed pods? It's just such an interesting texture in the garden. And black cumin is touted for a bunch of different medicinal purposes. It's used in essential oils and different applications that way as well. And then we have comfrey. Comfrey is often used as a tea to drink, but it can also be used in a different way in the garden. We often use this as a fertilizer. So it has this ability to mine nutrients deep in the soil and bring it up into the plant tissues. So you can soak comfrey leaves and use it not just medicinally for people as a tea, but you can use it for your plants as well to give them that boost of fertilizer. And you can look up comfrey tea fertilizer and find all different kinds of applications for it. And then of course we have chamomile, and this is something that people are very familiar with. There are a couple of different types of chamomile. This is the German type that is used for teas and things like that. So you would just harvest the flowers, let those dry, and you can use that as chamomile tea. This is the stevia that I was talking about, and I want you to taste it. I want you to pick off a leaf, just one of these right here.
Okay.
And I want you to just chew it. I know we're not going to wash it. Do you taste it?
Oh my gosh, it is so sweet.
It's so sweet.
It's delicious.
I mean, it's not so much medicinal, but it is an alternative sweetener that is used for people who may have some health problems and can't have sweetener. So in a sense, it could be medicinal that way.
Is it fewer calories? Can I use this as my dessert?
Yes, it's a low-calorie sweetener, but it's kind of wild, isn't it? I have lots of little kids that come through the garden on tours and field trips, and we always have them taste the stevia when they're here, and their eyes just light up. It's so fun.
You don't expect that sweet from a green
You don't.
thing.
No, it's just very surprising. And I saw that at the Missouri Botanical Gardens this last year and thought, we've got to incorporate.
Super fun.
So that's a fun thing to do. This one is valerian, and this has the most beautiful kind of lacy looking texture to the leaves. And if you're familiar with valerian tea, it helps you to sleep, different things that you can use the valerian for medicinally as well. And then last but not least, we have Thai basil. And some of the Thai basils are touted as, you know, very medicinal, with extremely good health benefits for you. In Asian cultures, it's used quite frequently, different from the Italian basils that we use in cooking sometimes. So you can make a tea with this again, you could do tinctures, things like that. But that is the Thai basil. It's gone to flower, and now we're at the seed stage. So one of the things we like to do is let you see all the stages of growth here. Not just the flowering stage, but what the seed pods look like and how the plant will finish out its life cycle during the growing season.
One of the things I love about this is you can also see how you can incorporate these plants within your flower beds.
Oh, absolutely.
Most of us don't have this kind of space, right? But they're very ornamental,
They
very
are
beautiful.
Yeah, you can do what I like to call a mixed bed, where you can throw in some of these edible crops or medicinal crops in your annual beds or in your planters, things like that. And they're beautiful. They have texture, they have color, you know, they have a lot to offer.
Aroma.
Yeah, for sure. So you get all these different levels with your senses, and it really will kind of round out your gardening and your planting.
Thank you for joining us for this video. Make sure you catch the KSL Greenhouse. It's on Saturday mornings from 8 to 11.